Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is your magnanimous host, Anti-Wave, showcasing to you guys a deathmatch game on Exile. As you can tell by how maybe I sound or how I'm talking, this is an unscripted video. This is just me commentating, kind of similar to the Crevice video. I'll put that in the description if you're curious for more of those videos. Let me know if you want to see more of this. Maybe I'll put this up in a post one day. But back to the video at hand. So, a friend of mine had been playing a few deathmatch games here and there. We hosted our own and then we couldn't find anyone, so we started joining people who conveniently did. It was a bit late, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we were able to find a game. So, the Teal Covenant player is a friend of mine, and as you see, I'm red. We both pick Profit, and we destroy these kids. So, why do I even choose Profit on Deathmatch? Well, first of all, why do I even play Deathmatch? Honestly, I just like having things right off the gate. Sometimes I don't like upgrading and upgrading over and over again, but yeah, that's really all there is to it. I used to play deathmatch just as much, if not more, than standard back in the day, so this was very refreshing. So what makes the Prophet so good in deathmatch is the fact that since he can fly, that gives him a huge edge in mobility, more so than what the Covenant, Brute, and Arbiter could ever do. Since a deathmatch, for some odd reason, as I explained in my veterancy video, I think the second one and also the first one, I'll link to those in the description below if you want to check those out. For some odd reason, the Wraith is just stronger than its standard counterpart, having a shield number of 5 as opposed to shield number of 3. That is explained in my aforementioned veterancy videos, both 1 and 2. Please check that out. I worked hard on those. So, anyway, with this game here, the game plan normally, whenever you're Covenant, regardless of Prophet, Arbiter, or Chieftain, you want to make Wraiths, send them over to any UNSC base, and take them out. So, kind of like in Standard, where you're supposed to take out the Covenant, well, in Deathmatch, that's flipped. The reason I say this is because the UNSC still suffer from their base strength. The Covenant, since they have Citadel right off the bat, their strength is like that of a fortress with buildings on it. So it's very tough to destroy Covenant building expansion. It's gonna be Covenant expansion when it's just building, whereas Unity base you can just take it out. And since Covenant don't suffer from losing buildings like the UNSC do, you see why it's better to just go send the Wraith over to a UNSC base and just knock that shit out. As you see here, this the green UNC player has the Spartans out, which is a rather smart tactic. Normally in threes, you don't want to have your Spartans out. Most of the time, you're better off putting them in a vehicle. But since it's deathmatch, honestly, with the population that we're given, which is the same 15, yeah, you start off with 15 on one base. It's better to have the three Spartans out so you can hijack the enemy's units and just add that extra whatever you want as opposed to getting your own. But again, it depends, but it's a lot more viable to have your Spartans out. So, forgot to commentate on this earlier, but as like much earlier in the video, I took the UNSC's base since they didn't pay attention, and like I said before, you see how the Covenant expansion strength works a lot more. Thanks to Blue, our blue player, making Hawks, made this game a hell of a lot easier. So more or less, I've been pressing green the whole time, and for some reason, I don't know if yellow tried to help, but yellow's been playing defensive. I think that if yellow rushed in trying to support green, this could have been a game a lot more in their favor, but yellow just made all Wolverines just to kill this one Prophet. And yes, he did succeed in driving my Prophet off, but not much is gonna happen later once Teal comes in. I think Teal starts making hunters right about now. Yeah. I remember saying to my friend, hey, let's you can make hunters, I guess, and we'll be set. So like, yes, you see yellow definitely has an army for air. Like it's gonna be against the air, my Prophet, and blue's Hawks. But seeing as yellow never left his area until like right about now, maybe you see on the minimap right about now. No, not even, no. Yellow's too afraid to even try to help, so this bites everybody in the behind. And purple makes a scarab, which is cool and all, but as you can see, we don't care about that. Wraiths are just too darn good. You would think it'd be the Scorpions, but Wraiths just really steal the show. And then there's cryo bombs, and I cleanse that scarab down along with teal and blue. We jump that scarab, making them realize, hey man, you kind of wasted 3k resources right there. So not too much to explain here. It's just us dominating. There's not much more I can explain about us making a push towards Green's main base. Okay, one more thing I will say is honestly, maybe if Yellow was nice and where I just took that fourth base by our reactor side, headed towards Yellow on the outer ring where that one square is on the mini map. If Yellow was nice enough to give Green that base, Green could have been okay. But at this point, if we have this many bases, it's extremely tough to fend off a Covenant with 4 expansion bases on Deathmatch, because I'll just keep popping those Wraiths in. I mix in some Locusts just so I can do more building damage just outside. And you can see how deadly and annoying these Wraiths are. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Oh right, I forgot Yellow was Cutter, which makes it even worse. I never even saw a Mac or anything. Or it did happen and we just didn't care. One of those two things. So that's that. We're just gonna push purple, I think, or yeah, either push purple or yellow, and they'll start resigning, falling like dominoes in just a few moments. So while that's finished, I'm considering making a video. This is thanks to Casual Red for bringing this up. Me making a video just showing all the games where our enemies just resign. Because honestly, there has been like I think 40% of my games, if I had to put a percentage number on it, it's just people quitting before the match even begins. Sometimes they'll see our leader arriving to their base and they blow up. And honestly, I got annoyed at that whenever I was recording, but then I realized, you know what, I should just make an entire compilation of stuff like this happening. So I'll try to do that. Maybe like 5 to 10 minute videos of just people resigning. I got plenty of footage just for that alone. So that's that. I will leave a link to the veterancy videos and other Halo Wars related content. You'll see it at the end, at the outro, and in the description. So thanks for watching. I have more deathmatch games coming up soon. Thank you for tuning in.